Thank you, Honourable Speaker. The Auditor General recently published a follow-up of previously issued recommendations to ensure the safety of children in care. Recommendation number 24 states that the Department shall work in consultation with the authorities to ensure the minimum supports are made available to all foster parents, including a standardized training. The status update for this recommendation is listed as a work in progress. Can this government confirm they are working on the recommendation, and when can we expect for it to be completed?
The Honourable Minister of Families.
Honourable Speaker, and I appreciate the question from my colleague across the way. Certainly our government supports the work of the Auditor General, and we're continuing to work on those recommendations. I want folks to remember that that report was released in 2019. And we know that Heather Stephenson and my predecessor, Rochelle Squires, actually did zero on any of those recommendations. And those recommendations are actually a record of members opposite failed time in government. So I can assure the member opposite that we are working on all of the recommendations right now, and we've gotten a lot further than any single member opposite.
The Honourable Member for Tyndall Park on a supplementary question.
Honourable Speaker, we need to focus on decolonizing child welfare and reuniting families. And during this process, children in care still need to have their needs met, and an additional $2 a day is not enough. Now, unfortunately, many of the children who have been reunified with their families have now had to re-enter child welfare because of the lack of due diligence. Can this government share today how many children in care have been successfully reunited with their families in the last 18 months?
The Honourable Minister of Families.
I appreciate that question from my colleague opposite. I'll have those numbers very, very soon in respect of this last year. All of those numbers come out around the end of March, so I will have those more up-to-date numbers. What I will share is this, is that, and I appreciate that the member opposite is agreeing with us that it is time to decolonize the child welfare system. It hasn't been working. And so, as I've shared many, many times in this House, we have proclaimed kinship and customary care agreements. And I want the House to understand that once an agency and families and kin enter into a customary or kinship agreement, that means that those children are actually not formally part of the CFS system anymore. It is an agreement.
Member's time has expired. The Honourable Member for Tyndall Park on a final supplementary question.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. This government has stated that they don't plan to implement a recommendation that monitors the number of licensed foster homes in each agency because of the shift towards increased availability and the use of alternative placements. However, at this very moment, there are a significant number of children who are being forced to live in inappropriate placements, such as hotels. Can the minister share with us how many children in care are currently being housed in emergency placement shelters?
The Honourable Minister of Families.
You know, I would just say for the member that it's important that we put accurate information on the record here in the House. And I do want to acknowledge the work of the authorities and the agencies that do good work in respect of ensuring that children are safe and that they are in safe and healthy placements. I do want to go back just a little bit to talk about, since the last 18 months and since I've been appointed Families Minister, we've increased foster care rates for the first time in 13 years, something that members opposite didn't do. We've updated critical regulations protecting children and youth. We've enhanced information sharing across the system. We've created new agreements, and we're well on the way on the path of jurisdiction transferring child welfare.